Oh, we got the clap. Don't worry about that.
You have to do the clap to sync the sound. And
do you hear the air conditioner?
I don't know why.
A little bit. Yeah, we got to turn it off.
That's what we told you.
I know, but at least now we got a little airflow coming in here.
Don't back up like that day. You should have brought your little lozenges for us all.
They're in my bag, actually.
They're in my bag.
Not you trying to get free items from the guests.
She threw them at me yesterday when I was
I
leaving.
didn't throw them at you. I
threw them away?
handed them to you.
Listen, this
Wait,
is our first guest.
she be like making it rain on you though. That's crazy.
Wow.
This is our first guest. Let's not set the standard for asking for things. Okay.
No, we're not gonna ask for anything. We just gonna pick off the menu. Like, I'm gonna get this, I'm gonna get that, like a buffet line.
No.
No?
No.
No? Oh. Okay. All right. What it is, what it was, and what it will be. Welcome back to Flexible Strength and Finesse, and I probably shouldn't have clapped myself. I'm bad. Everybody's ears probably done popped on their little phones or audios they got. Today, we are going to go to the east side of the world. Medically. We ain't going nowhere, really. We're going to be right here in this room. We ain't going nowhere. First of all, I'm Chasten J. To my left, to my outer exposes, we got Mika. Mika, say hello.
Yo.
Yeah. Ashley, how you doing?
Good.
Good. And we got a special guest here that we're excited to have. We got Dr. Sondrina Bullitt, but I call her Boogie. Say hello, Sonny.
What are you doing?
Hi, everybody.
Dr. Boogie.
You don't have to get that close to the mic, sir.
But she it's a good thing.
Wow,
everybody
Justin.
know. How you feel being here, Sonny?
I'm good. I'm
Good?
excited. There's going to be a lot of laughs. I can already see that already.
Yeah. Ashley, welcome back. We came back after the January. We was down in that when I watched it myself.
I was down. That's what we get for trying to record on New Year's Day after partying all of New Year.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
I should have just recorded with sunglasses on. Mika, how you doing?
I'm doing well. Yeah.
Doing well?
Happy to be back in the space with you two and our first guest. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you.
We call her, it's Dr. Bullitt, but we call her Dr. Sunny or just Sunny.
Mm-hmm.
Are you okay with us calling you Sunny?
Yes.
Trying to get her.
It's fine.
All right, because this
She
don't go out to
brightens
the world. I don't.
She brightens our day.
Whatever. I might change my name to Dr. Sunshine at some point. We'll see.
Okay.
I want to bring in a French person and be like, "Booyah." But anyway,
Are you still stuck?
But why?
oh, that's awesome. I don't know what to tell you. But yeah, so we just gonna get out the way. We was talking about this earlier before we pushed the record button. Sunny is our doctor. She helps us get through our things, and so we just gonna put it at that. Sometimes I go in there and I do my counseling session and tell her how
Don't
things are
charge you
going.
extra for.
Yeah,
I'm glad you don't charge me extra. 'Cause I'll be in there pouring my whole heart out.
And then, an hour and a half later, I'm good. So,
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Fitness and Acupuncture.
Fitness and Acupuncture.
Fitness and Acupuncture.
Okay, Fitness and Acupuncture.
That's the official name of this episode. Part 1 and 2.
Okay.
That's what it is.
All right.
Because we know she's a doctor. We never said what kind of doctor she is. And after your comment, it sounds like she's a psychologist.
No. Because what we need to do is let Sunny introduce yourself. Go ahead, Sunny. Tell all of us a little bit about you.
Okay.
So that's what we should do. See.
So, my name is Sondrina Bullitt. Soon to be officially doctor. I am a doctoral fellow currently and studying acupuncture and East Asian medicine. I have a master's degree in traditional Asian medicine, which has allowed me to be licensed as a acupuncturist and herbalist, practicing Chinese herbal medicine and other East Asian healing modalities. I also have a master's in public health, emphasized in health education and health promotion. So
you're double mastered.
Double mastered. Yes.
You double major? You're that kind of person?
Yeah, I have 2 bachelor's degrees, 2 master's degrees, and working on a 5th.
Wow.
A fifth master's or fifth
No,
bachelor's?
5th degree.
For-
5th
fifth
degree
degree.
overall, which will
Oh,
be
a
a
fifth
doctorate degree.
degree.
Yes.
When do you have time for all this?
Yes.
You know, just gotta space it apart. This is part of being a professional student.
There you go.
You got the discipline. You got to say, we come from so far.
I mean,
no,
but
I'm just playing.
this is the
It
person
is
you want
Black
working
History
on
Month.
you. Right?
You're right.
This is exactly the person you want working on you.
Yeah, she knows what
Exactly.
she's talking
You're
about.
right.
Shoot, I went to college. I got not that many degrees.
Not that
but
many
I went to
degrees.
college, though. I know
Oh
what
my
it takes.
goodness.
I was there. I was up in the. I was
Right.
in the. What is it? Not even a classroom. It was a theater. Where you in the back of like
Oh, the
100.
theater, yeah.
Yeah,
Those,
but
I don't like those.
I hate
kind
those
of
lectures.
classes.
It's like,
Yeah.
and then he like you knew. This is the last bit. I'm gonna keep going, but you knew like he don't teach to us. He
You're
teaches
just a
to
number.
himself. Yeah, because he already got the notes from like 1990 something. It's 2000 something now.
And
And
my
his leaflets was like
In my short
Damn.
appearance that I made in college, the short appearance I made,
like 2 months.
yeah, that's how my math class was. I was falling asleep every
Oh,
time.
wow.
I was falling asleep every single time.
They don't-
And math was my thing.
Really?
And I'm like, I can't. It's the big auditorium.
Yeah, and then the
like
air
that.
conditioner be
it's
on.
hard to just pay attention and
be
focus
locked.
in large auditorium classes like that.
Exactly. They don't teach you. They just teach because they like to hear themselves.
Talk.
Okay, now getting back.
Right.
So back from that tangent.
Sonny, what is acupuncture? Let's tell the audience what. Can you get a
What
good
is
definition?
acupuncture? A good definition. Wow, the pressure. Okay. So, acupuncture is the practice of inserting a filiform needle into the body to stimulate or elicit an immune response from the body. And acupuncture is one healing modality that is part of the larger system of medicine, of traditional Chinese medicine, that's been around for a little over 5,000 years. So, but acupuncture itself is just one treatment modality under the umbrella of the medicine. But here in the Western world, so to speak, we use acupuncture as a catch-all term for traditional Chinese medicine practices in medical healing treatments.
So what is your favorite? You call it a modality?
Yeah.
What is your favorite modality?
Within Chinese
Within
medicine?
within Chinese medicine.
I mean, I think acupuncture is my favorite,
Yeah.
but I also like cupping as well. I
Yeah?
like cupping
You
a
like
lot.
cupping?
Yes.
Yep.
Other modalities there. So besides acupuncture and cupping, there's gua sha or gua sa, if I say it correctly in Chinese.
Mm-hmm.
That's a scraping technique on the body that has similar effect as cupping does. Both
seen
break
that.
up stagnation in the muscles and in the fascia layers of the body. But with gua sa, it's scraping to break up adhesions and draw
what I
like
heard.
pathogens and toxins to the surface of the body.
It feels good too.
Yeah,
feels
I love
good?
it.
Yeah, I've definitely had it
Looks
done.
like you had some rough activity afterwards.
Oh yeah, I was like red and everything, but it feels good.
All right.
And just to clarify and get this out the way before we go any further.
We did. We said that already.
But
Any further?
it's just that Sonny treats, or we
All
have been,
of us.
We have all been treated by Sonny
Correct.
at some point. So
Yeah.
we're not
Yeah.
breaking any HIPAA laws here.
Yeah.
Y'all could talk about your own treatment experiences with
Yeah.
me, and
That's
I
what
will.
I said. I said
She
I
would
go.
chime in.
I will chime in,
Earlier
but
I said
I
90 she, 90 minutes later, I'm good. Yeah. When I,
I go
over there,
regularly. I was there yesterday.
yeah.
yeah, you were.
She don't have the hot colds and everything. Like, ooh,
Wait,
snap.
what? I didn't get that treatment.
Oh,
That's
well,
not part of the medicine.
Let's move on.
Oh, okay.
But there also is e-stim electrostimulation, and there is traditional Chinese herbal medicine,
Okay.
and there is also moxibustion. Oh, how can I forget moxibustion? That's amazing.
Describe that
A
one. That would
heat-
sound interesting.
Yeah, it's a
I don't
heat
like that
therapy. So
What's wrong with that
It
one?
burned
it's
me.
utilizing the therapeutic effects of the herb called aye or mugwort in English.
I like
So
aye.
that's used to strengthen the immune system, promote circulation in the body, relieve pain, tension, and various other things. And there's also dietary and lifestyle factors as a part of the medicine. And then there's the whole movement. So you have Qigong, Tai Chi, there's meditation.
So when you say movement, you want to be clear to everyone. You say like the Black Panther movement, or you mean
physical movement of your body.
Oh, okay.
Justin.
Okay,
Oh my goodness.
Physical movement.
Yes.
I got you. So now go through. I mean, you ain't got to tell us everything, but like people will be like, okay, she does this medicine, and then but go through like a typical appointment would kind of be. I know everybody's different and different treatments.
This is
are produced.
true. People practice the medicine differently, which I think is a good thing. It's great because this medicine is very much an art form, so you don't have to apply or approach things like some standard cookie cutter way, like in Western medicine you may see. But for me in my practice, I like to do a thorough intake with everybody just to get a more well-rounded picture of what's going on with the person. Because their life matters, and anything that's happening in life also affects what's happening in the body. And so I like to, check in, see what's going on at work, school, da-da-da-da. And then I go into taking basic vitals, and then I do pulse taking and tongue diagnosis, and any palpation of the meridian channels on the body as needed. And then we begin treatment. So that may be with acupuncture, could be moxibustion, could be cupping. I may do all three in a treatment. It just really depends on what's needed for that particular person on that particular day.
I got you.
Yeah.
Wow. What inspired you to get into Eastern medicine?
Ooh. So we don't have all the time in the world, but
4-part episode.
An abbreviated story.
You can go on what you want. Yeah, tell us what you feel.
An abbreviated story is that I was going into undergrad as a pre-med major. So I majored in biopsychology. This was at UC Santa Barbara, which is pretty much the same as like a pre-med major. And so my goal, my intention was like, I'm going to go to medical school because I've always loved science, love medicine. And like throughout high school, I volunteered at the VA and did different things just around supporting people's health and body and stuff. So that was like my thing. I know it's my calling. And so when I was an undergrad, I think probably around the third quarter in the program, it just got way too intense with like the chemistry classes, and everything was super competitive at my school. And some classes, not all of them, were being graded on like a mandatory curve. So it was like 20% of the class got A's, 30% got B's, 40% got C's, and then 20 D's, and then the rest F's.
Wow.
So you could literally have like 30% of the class all getting A's. It didn't matter. Only the first top 20% would get the A, and then everybody else get bumped down to that B.
Wow.
But my points don't add up. Okay.
Exactly. So I was, fell victim to that in one of my classes, and I ended up getting like a C+ in the class that I was doing pretty well, and I should have had like a B+. And I was very pissed because I hate C's with passion. And so I was like, well, forget this. I'm going to switch my major, and I'm still going to go to medical school anyway, after I found out that you didn't have to major in the sciences to go into med school. So you just had to pass the MCATs, which was a completely separate testing system. So changed my major, ended up double majoring in Black Studies and Sociology, and one class away from a minor in Latin American Studies.
Oh, wow.
You could have 5 degrees.
I know, right? I could have had 5 already.
Slacker.
So I did that, and then finishing undergrad, I was trying to figure out like what field of discipline of medicine, so to speak, that I wanted to go into. And I ended up doing a master's in public health because I heard that a lot of MDs have masters in public health, and that can help you kind of narrow down what type of medicine you wanted to do. So I was like, okay. So I did a master's in public health, and I really I like qualitative stuff of things. So me focusing or emphasizing in health promotion, health education, that was around developing a lot of like community-based health interventions and initiatives and programs for like stroke or diabetes, and educating people about what to do if you start experiencing symptoms of a stroke, and educating people on what a stroke is, and providing dietary and lifestyle recommendations around those things too. So I really like that because I like working with people, you know. So I finished that program, and then I started working in public health policy for a few years in South LA, and that focused around healthy food policy and open space in South LA.
What's open space?
Open spaces, so access to like parks and areas to recreate and move and exercise, or just leisure, you know? Yep. So a little bit, let me backtrack for a second. So while I was in the Master's in Public Health program, I was dealing with like a lot of health issues at the time. And in that process, I was being weaned off of steroid creams that I was using for many years for eczema that I was diagnosed with in my 9th grade year of high school. And so I had found out that the steroid cream that I was using, I was only supposed to use for 6 months, but I had been using it for 5 years. And a nurse practitioner was like, you shouldn't be on this for that long. You need to tell your doctor and get off of this. I was like, what? Why didn't my doctor tell me this? Like, he just kept giving me refills for years. And she asked me, like, how was I using it? And I was like, well, I apply it all over my face every day, twice a day, as, like, my daily moisturizer. And her eyes got big and was like, you're only supposed to do spot treatments on whatever breakouts. So I was like, great, I'm going to die.
So this doctor was not a dermatologist, I guess.
So I immediately went into, like, investigative mode. I was mad. And I started reading the insert of the
the things we
steroid.
just throw away.
Yeah, the things we just throw away. The fine print.
The little paper that's in the box.
Yes. And so it was listing all these long-term side effects and damage it does to the body over time, like endocrine disrupting, mess up your adrenal glands, and heart and kidney issues. I was like, oh my God.
Little skin thing?
It's steroids.
It's steroid creams,
steroids.
But it's out here. It's not in the mouth.
It goes into
your
body.
It's absorbed through the skin.
That was for our listeners to let them understand. That's all I'm trying to say.
Okay, I
That's
hope
what's for them.
I hope you know that.
So they know,
For
like,
the
if it
listeners.
touches the skin, it can get in, the pores and all that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
That was for them.
after reading that, I was like, oh my God, I have to wean myself off of this, because you just can't stop steroids cold turkey. You have
shit.
to, gradually
This is like alcohol?
wean yourself off of it.
Shoot.
Yeah. So I found a like holistic dermatologist, and they were talking to me about like diet and gut health and stuff. So I was like, oh, that's interesting. Okay. And the doctor started prescribing me like lower and lower doses of the cream, or the
Power of it.
I went from a cream to like an ointment to like this foam solution thing, whatever.
Gotcha.
So after a while, I was like, I'm done trying to like wean myself off of it. So when I was in grad school in public health, I had stopped using this stuff. And then like within like a day or two, my whole body just blew up. Like my whole face broke out. Like imagine like a snake that, when it's shedding its skin. That's what my face looked like. It was red. My hair started falling out. My eyebrows started falling out. My hair started thinning. And then all the gut stuff started happening.
She's like, I'm dead.
All the good.
It's my time.
WebMD.
Right.
So I was like, I'm just going to try and fix this naturally. So I literally was on Google before everything was censored. You can find literally all really good information about health and stuff on the internet at the time. So I was like, how to naturally heal body from eczema. That's what I typed. And I went down the rabbit hole, and I was reading stuff about chiropractic treatments and acupuncture and herbalism and dietary stuff. And I was like, how come nobody talks about this stuff? Like, why didn't the doctor suggest this, And so I was like, I'm just going to figure out how to naturally heal my body. And so with that, I was also started to experience constant diarrhea and constipation, like every day, like alternating. Stomach pains. My body swelled up. Like I gained a lot of weight. It was all water weight in hindsight. And then I got like depressed. Like my mood just like plummeted. And so every time like I ate chicken or bread or dairy, I would literally get an outbreak within like 10 minutes. Like these oozing pustules on my skin that would turn into flat eczema patches.
Wow.
Yeah. So I dealt with that for at least 2 years, and I started working with I found a naturopathic doctor actually who was also a licensed acupuncturist here in the LA area, and she started working with me and like resetting and my whole body and healing my gut, and that's when I did like my first food sensitivity test and found out that I was highly reactive to gluten and yeast and dairy and eggs a little bit. So that catalyzed my whole physical healing journey, and going through that process and actually getting better without pharmaceutical intervention. I was like, okay, I know that when I go back to once I go back to medical school, I'm not going to go the Western allopathic route. I want to go the more holistic route. So with that said, ultimately I decided to study traditional Chinese medicine. My other option was going to be naturopathic medicine, but I chose Chinese medicine as a result.
Got you.
Yeah.
So what I'm getting is your personal experience led you to want to help others heal their bodies naturally as well. Very
that's
cool.
many of our stories. If you talk to other acupuncturists or people who practice the more holistic traditional healing arts.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't know that story, huh?
I did not.
We thought we knew so much about
I
you.
know, but now I'm looking at her a totally different view now.
And your skin is like gorgeous, by the way.
Right.
Oh, thanks.
Like I would never look at you and be like, "Oh, she used to have."
I know, she was a scaly mess at one time.
Pimples all over your face.
Yeah,
Like,
it
there's
was
no
bad.
scars
I
or
mean, I have
anything.
pictures.
Teenage
I have
acne.
evidence. So
But I also know, like, sometimes, like, you'll be like, oh, I had pizza, I had gluten, and I can
Yes.
see it instantly in my skin.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm getting over a little patch on my nose. It's probably cleared up by now, but like 2 days ago, I was like, where did this little patch come from?
What'd you eat?
I was trying to think, what did I eat?
I'll tell you being a
I
restaurant.
think I had something that had cheese in it. That's what it was.
Wow.
Yeah.
And is that one of the things that?
It's one of my triggers still.
Because that's
yeah.
one of I haven't had cheese in years.
Oh.
Because that's a huge trigger. It's been.
Why are you looking at
been
me? I ain't saying nothing.
15 years since I've had cheese.
Oh, that's a
It's
long
been-
time.
What?
What?
The last.
Let's just say read your labels, y'all. Let's just say read
Oh
your
well, yeah.
labels.
I had cheese on accident. I'm
She
saying
had
like
cheese on accident a few times.
knowingly had cheese. It's been 15 years. Like I don't go and say
Right.
Yeah,
I don't-
I'm gonna eat this cheese right now.
Yeah.
I eat my pizza without cheese.
Oh.
I eat my burgers.
That's this bread and tomato sauce.
And then I'm allergic to majority of the tomato sauce. I'm like, well,
You
give me
get
her
that pesto?
cheese
Oh,
and
yeah,
then leave
yeah,
out my
yeah.
tomato
Swap.
sauce. So we just
Swap.
swap. Well,
Pesto.
but neither one of us need the crust now. So
Y'all eat the crust?
we don't need it.
We don't.
We eat it.
Well, because of Sunny, because of your treatment, I was allowed to do a food sensitivity test
Right.
through her, and yeah, I should not have
I'm anything.
gluten, what like
Gluten?
all-
Gluten?
I mean, it was so
TV
many
show now?
No, it was so many G's on there that I was like, oh, I can't. I just no bread.
We just out here eating air now, thanks to Sunny.
Sipping water.
So
eating
how
With-
did it
with no
become my
ice.
fault? How's it my
They just
fault?
want to blame somebody.
Because you
It's your blood. The
Yeah.
Your blood said that
Yeah.
we don't like this.
Right.
It's my parents' fault.
Okay, so question:
Yeah.
The bread was prepared.
is it more prone in African Americans to
What?
have gluten tolerant?
I wouldn't say that. No, we're
Okay.
definitely more prone to be lactose intolerant for sure. But gluten intolerance is more of a more modern day Western American issue.
I know, because back
overseas,
in the
they just
day,
eat it.
remember Wonder Bread? You just be sitting there eating
Exactly,
it and just
but
like living our best
food
lives.
industry is garbage. They've hybridized and pesticized and herbicized
Yeah.
and genetically modified everything so much since the late 80s, early
Yeah.
90s that it's affecting our bodies.
Right.
We're consuming all of those toxins and poisons
Yeah.
every single day.
And that's interesting you say that because when we were in Europe,
Yeah, they
don't do
bread.
that.
They
They
all,
ban
like,
it. It's illegal.
I didn't have that issue with the bread that I had out there.
Yeah.
Most people don't.
We gotta move
We're moving.
because the bread is delicious.
Moving on over to
Oh,
the.
they're fighting right now. Like the industry, big. I would say big agriculture is definitely fighting the laws in Europe right now to get like GMOs and the use of pesticides and stuff. Yeah, so that's why like all the stuff that's going on in France with their farmers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's part of that.
They're tall and skinny, so it should.
So
Yeah, but no, it
That's 'cause
was
they don't have all the
the food difference was big in Europe as far as like going to their grocery store, like their eggs weren't refrigerated.
Nope.
And then like all the wonderful treats that I eat here that I probably red number 40. Like baby girl was like red
There's no
vines.
red
There's no they don't have red
no.
vines. They're like their sodas, like they didn't have root beer, they only have like Coca-Cola and then like some like Pepsi, and that was like it, and a Sprite. Which Sprite isn't Sprite, or lemonade isn't lemonade there. But
That's Sprite.
yeah, but like all the stuff I have here, like I was over there in 7-Eleven having a good time, like trying to find what I could find though.
So maybe I'm not sensitive to gluten. Maybe I'm
No,
sensitive to
no, you are.
American gluten.
Ooh.
I really don't think it's actually gluten itself. I think it's the glyphosate that's been sprayed on the wheat and the potatoes and other things that has ruined the lining of our gut. So therefore, it causes us to be intolerant to efficiently digest very large protein molecules like gluten and dairy and other things.
And, okay, and how does acupuncture help that? Like how do we heal the gut? I mean, besides not having it, of course, is there a way to heal the lining of your gut? Is there can acupuncture help that, or the other herbs like you said?
That's a great question. So the short answer is yes. And with acupuncture specifically, so I guess I have to explain how acupuncture kind of works then.
Yes. Look at us putting it all together.
Tell me, Sunny, how does acupuncture work?
So
You want to know how acupuncture works?
How does it?
oh my gosh, y'all are hilarious. Okay. So in more layman's terms, I would say in Chinese medicine, and actually this is in some other medicines too that recognize just the meridian system, like an energetic system. Imagine it of like freeways on our body that pass through certain layers of tissue in the body. And so these pathways send messages, conduct energy, influence blood flow and circulation throughout the body. And so with acupuncture and even cupping and gua sha, we are stimulating those different pathways on the body to tell the body to do different things. Okay.
Nice.
So from the philosophy of Eastern medicine, everything is about balance. So balancing out what's out of balance. That's where the theory of yin and yang come from. They represent balance of life force energy in our universe. So anytime we have signs and symptoms of anything going on in the body, you have runny nose, or you're pooping too much, or you're not sleeping, you have an infection somewhere, that's an indication that there's an imbalance taking place in the body. And so in order to help heal the body, we need to rebalance the body's function, normal functions pretty much. So with acupuncture, we are stimulating certain, let's say, points along those pathways that tell the body to rebalance in this area and rebalance in that area, pretty much, okay? The body's designed to heal itself. So, like, if you cut your finger, you do nothing, you're eventually going to develop a scab, you're going to see some tissue grow, because we are self-healing organisms. So, with acupuncture and other treatments within Chinese medicine, we are essentially just assisting the body in its own natural healing process. So, the body may be a little bit kind of weak in some areas to heal it, to help heal. So acupuncture and those other treatments help give it a boost.
Right.
Give it like a push in the butt to
Get going.
get
on,
going
body.
pretty much.
Heal
Yeah. So
Heal my body.
when we're doing that acupuncture, for example, like Mika, you mentioned like healing the gut and stuff. the overall major effects of acupuncture, it's going to reduce inflammation. So it's going to calm down the alarm and fire signals that are going off in the body. Mm-hmm. So it's going to reduce inflammation. It's going to calm down the excitatory part of our nervous system. So it's going to bring down the sympathetic nervous system and then upregulate the parasympathetic nervous system. Okay, y'all can look that up.
Parasympathetic nervous system.
Okay, and then
Is it pH?
with that, depending on certain areas of the body that are stimulated, it's going to help produce, let's say, more healthy white blood cells. It's going to draw more red healthy blood cells to the area to nourish the tissue, the surrounding tissues. I recently read some research studies that actually show that acupuncture can help improve gut bacteria in the body, which essentially will help heal the gut.
Right.
So healing the gut revolves reducing inflammation, calming the nervous system, and then we've also learned through research that it will help with the development of healthy gut bacteria and decrease bad bacteria in the gut.
I like that. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Okay.
That's a lot.
It is.
It is.
And I feel like my system is always.
it's good. I like getting acupuncture because it surprises you. Like being
That's
a
a good
person
thing,
that
yeah.
experiencing acupuncture from Sunny is that we do the talking and she figure out the yang and the yin and then we do the. She starts. It's like a map of your body.
It is,
how
for
she
real.
can figure out where to place
Right.
each tool, I'll call them, and it's crazy. Like I'm surprised in the sense of what is off on myself when I won't even know it. So she's doing her thing and she'll hit my earlobe and like my whole leg just tingled. It's like, oh, okay, that's cool. So it's just like a whole thing. It's the whole experience. It's just cool. I don't know.
And I can say, like, when I first started, I was afraid of needles. Well, I also have like an allergy to metals, so I was afraid that I would have allergy to the needles that she did acupuncture for me on. So she would do pressure points on me, which was kind of like basically like the acupuncture.
Acupressure.
Acupressure.
So it's still stimulating those acupoints that I
Yeah.
mentioned, but we're not penetrating the skin
Right.
with the needle.
Yeah, because
Okay.
baby girl was scared. I'm like,
She
oh
was scared.
no,
All right.
no. So it
so-
probably took like almost a year, and then I was like, all right, girl, put a needle in me. Let's
Oh,
find
I was
out.
like, are you sure?
I was like, I'm here for it. We here. And she did a lot of cupping too, but I was like, we here, so let's do it. And there was
I didn't know that. I didn't know that you weren't.
in
using needles.
the first year I wasn't.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
So you get out of that, you can still get all this medicine without actually using
the needle.
an actual needle. That's cool.
Wow.
Yeah, I have people who come in who are needle phobic, and I'm like, we don't have to do acupuncture. We can do
Yeah.
acupressure. There's cupping. There's gua sha. You know, so there's alternatives.
Yeah, she's
There's
changed my
gua sha.
life.
I want to let you know. There's
Gua
gua
sha.
sha. Are you trying to turn it? What you trying to? I don't know. It's
I'm not trying to turn it French like you were last name.
You're just trying to turn it
Chinese?
Caribbean or something. Gua sha.
But yeah, no, she's changed my life for the better.
Yeah.
I don't know how many needles. What's the max needles you put in somebody?
Oh, like as a licensed professional, or as like when I was training and
Okay, licensed professional.
Licensed
professional.
What's wrong with training? You gotta train.
I don't know.
Because it wasn't my choice. I had to do, my treatments were based on what the clinical supervisor told me to do.
I got
That's
you.
why.
Okay.
I would say, I mean, the highest number I can remember off the top of my head is 27.
What ain't bad?
That's a lot.
That's a
Okay, that's a lot.
But and that's usually if I end up doing like a back treatment that's when I use the most needles.
I can see that because
Yeah.
a lot of
It's a lot of surface space.
yeah.
Yeah, but there's a lot of points along the meridians on the
yeah.
back.
So there's a lot of highways on
Right.
that.
Yeah.
So I'm a share. I
That's
threw
an
my
eyeball.
back out once twerking at a karaoke bar. I know they don't
I
go
told you
together.
not to do that.
At a karaoke bar.
It was a lot going on.
She's not been twerking at the right place.
I'm not, but it was
Not in
it
the
happened.
club.
Things
She
things
just-
occur,
The karaoke.
and I be sliding in Sunny's DMs, and I be like, baby girl, like I need help.
This was your statement. I need help.
I need help. Yes.
Yes.
That's always my statement. I need help. Help me. So
She sends us the hilarious messages all the time.
And like I remember she put a needle at the top of my neck and wiggled it, and I felt it all the way down my spine.
Told you get surprised.
And that was like the weird, but oh my God, my back was so much better. So note to self, don't twerk at a bar, a karaoke bar, if you don't have an acupuncturist on call.
That's
to
crazy.
fix and stretch prior to twerking.
That's hilarious.
When you get you got to stretch. So stretch.
You do need to stretch.
So I'm just saying, yeah. And then also I've done a facial with you before, which I'll post a picture on our Instagram. I do have pictures of it. And it looks so weird, like, because what's that one movie with like the guy with the pins in his face?
Pinhead.
I don't know the name.
Pinhead. Is it Pinhead?
Is it Pinhead?
You making up stuff, huh? But that's what I felt when I saw the picture. I'm like, oh my God, that's a lot of needles.
Well, he's Pinhead, the movie.
But let me tell you, like, my skin was so tight, and it was like, I was like, okay, needles. Like, okay. We do,
Come on, let's talk about Ashley's growth for a minute here. From going a whole year with no needles to be like, yeah, put them in my face.
Put
now.
them in my face
Go
now.
ahead. Like,
You
let
know
me.
what? I didn't even think about that. Look
Put
at
it
you.
on my face.
Like, hey, like, calm down, okay? You're moving too fast now.
Parents,
But
I'm
like it
sorry
really,
for what just
look at.
happened.
I'll post the
I'm sorry,
before and
parents.
after photo that I have too. Like my face was like tight. And I was like, okay, double chin, almost gone.
Wow.
Put them in my neck.
Put them in the neck now. Like,
Can you put them in my stomach?
hey, you know, I think I probably have
Put 'em in
actually
the
like, can you
armpit.
get rid of my fat?
Okay, you can't put it in the armpit.
Yeah, there's
you-
actually
you probably
acupuncture
can.
point
Oh,
in
then
your
why'd you look at
armpit.
me like that?
Yeah.
I probably asked you to do some weird stuff.
There's points everywhere.
I be asking you to do some crazy stuff. I'm like, Sonny. I'm
not going to disclose, but you can say what
I'ma
you
share
asked. I mean,
again.
I don't know.
When I got off birth control, let me tell you, those hormones have you raging like a teenager. And I went to her, I was like, Sonny, can you give me acupuncture to get rid of my horniness?
Whoa.
And she was like, usually people ask for the opposite, like,
yeah,
give it
I
to
need the libido.
I was like,
You were out of balance. That's all. So
yeah, when them hormones came
you
out.
had to regulate you.
I was like, "Arr." Yeah. Poor.
Ladies and gentlemen, thunder thighs.
Oh my goodness. So,
Okay.
I'll be in there.
For any further questions, go to our Instagram. Team FSF24.
You could DM Ashley directly if you want to.
I do run the social media, so I will read your pages.
Team FSF24.
I cannot with you guys.
Oh my goodness. Okay, let's
So-
all right. Let's get back on track.
So a little bit more about you is that you studied Latin. Would you say Latin studies?
Latin American studies.
Latin American studies.
Yes.
And with that bit of background, did that like lead you to like the south of the border? Did you go to Mexico or did you do anything of that nature?
So my mother, shout out to my mother. She taught me like Spanish when I was growing up. So I learned how to count to like 15 and like some basic words.
Mm-hmm.
So she gave me that initial interest in learning another language.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, okay, I want to be bilingual one day. So that's why I wanted to study Spanish. And so with that background, I mean, I speak it intermediately.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I'm not fluent enough. But I can read and write it better than I can speak it.
Nice.
So with that, because I do have that foundational background, I ended up working with Acupuncturists Without Borders organization during the pandemic to participate in medical outreach groups in Tijuana. So we would go down, walk across the border and go to different refugee shelters in Tijuana and provide, I was part of the acupuncture team, obviously. So we would do ear acupuncture treatments for people and some gua sha treatments here and there. And then the other people, the part of the overall medical team, would do triage and psychotherapy and other things. Yeah.
Okay. So it was everything going
So
on.
I was utilizing my Spanish with that, some basic medical terms and explaining what acupuncture is in Spanish. So that's been pretty cool.
How do you say acupuncture in Spanish?
Acupunctura.
Acupunctura.
Yeah.
That sounds okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, look at Mika, can you verify for us?
Well, no, I can't. But you know, every now and then you ask about a Spanish word.
You hear a word, you like, that sound about right.
Yes.
Like, oh,
I'm not gonna question that.
So,
What?
Sunny, with that, how has because that's volunteer work, correct? When you guys go down there.
Yeah,
okay.
I mean with Acupuncture Without Borders, I think they gave us like a small like stipend, but it's volunteer work.
Here's some gas money.
Right.
Pretty much. Here's
Yeah.
some gas money, some lunch
Tissue.
money, you know, and thank
Toilet
you.
paper.
Yeah. Okay. So, but with that, how has that helped you with your own practice? Because I realize you see a lot of people, but I think when you go down there, you're seeing people who sometimes don't even get to go to the doctor.
Right.
So, how has that
Facts.
helped you with your other practice?
So it's helped me with being able to diagnose faster, just to recognize like what's going on with the person quicker, and also just sometimes I don't always do like an extended intake with people. Like there's too much going on, so I'm like, okay, just get on the table, boom, boom, boom. We're gonna do this treatment, and it's also helped me to refine just tuning into a person faster than somebody who's not used to dealing with people who are going through like traumatic experiences, so to speak. So I'm able to pick up on the subtle things much faster from like more of like a psycho-emotional standpoint. And then also utilize that in my treatment approach with people in my practice.
Yeah.
And I don't say that out loud to them. That's just an internal thing that I
Right,
keep
right.
to myself most of the time.
Yeah. Well, one of my favorite things that you do, like Chasten said earlier, like it's magic. You really,
Right.
you know, I can go in
it's
there
magic.
and tell you something that I'm going through, stress, not sleeping, whatever it is, and then you're like, show me your tongue. And you're like, yep.
Probably creeping me out.
Like,
Right.
yep.
Stick your tongue out.
Right.
I'm like, what?
That and the post too. She'd be like, "You had coffee today, huh?" I'm like, maybe.
Yeah. So let's stay on the tongue first.
Okay.
Oh. Okay, stay on the tongue.
Let's explain that. Not you don't have to go super detailed, but explain how I can go in there and tell you something like, I'm not sleeping well, and then you're like, all right, show me your tongue. You're like,
Damn,
white
like it's
spots.
White? Yeah.
It's a white spot. Or she'd be like, well, it's a little dry. I'm like, dang.
The lips?
No, your tongue.
Oh, these are the lips.
No.
Just drink water.
So,
The lips are dry.
tongue diagnosis is part of just overall assessment of the body in Chinese medicine, and usually it's utilized a lot with the herbal medicine aspect of Chinese medicine. And so our tongue has areas of it that are represented by the 5 major organ systems. So lung, spleen, liver, kidney, and then you can also see, I forgot the heart. Yes.
That's very important.
That's really
I like that.
right.
That.
My bad.
Top one.
Heart.
and
So the areas of the tongue, those areas of the tongue may look different than the other areas, and they tell us what type of like imbalance is going on at that particular time. So with the tongue, we're looking at the color of the tongue, the coating on the tongue, the shape of the tongue, the movement of the tongue, any markings on the tongue, and
You about to go look at your tongue, huh, Mika?
the moisture quality of the tongue as well. So I'm taking all that into account in like 0.5 seconds, stick your tongue out when I'm looking at the tongue.
I have been going to this woman for 2 years, and every time she looks at my tongue, I
2
never knew
years?
you were looking at the shape.
Yes.
I
Does it
Oh, now
change?
you're going to be
It can
conscious
change
about that?
shape,
Well,
yes.
I knew the color.
Yeah.
I
the thickness, right?
I knew the coating.
The coating?
The coating.
Coating,
part.
like, yeah, it could be a
I
little.
didn't know about the shape
Yes.
or the other things. that you
The
said.
coating.
So yeah, part of me wants to go get my phone right now.
Right. I'm going to take a picture of my tongue every day and be like, for a month, and be like,
See how my tongue changed.
right.
No, you should do that. It'd be a nice little self-experiment.
Got cracks in my
Homework.
tongue.
Very cool. Okay, and then Ashley was saying one of the other simple things, and I like for people to hear this because sometimes, like you said, people are afraid of needles, people are afraid of the doctor, but to know like, oh, you're just looking at my tongue.
Right.
Oh, you're just reading my post. Like, what is the post about?
Because, okay, first of all, you just don't listen to one. You be like, "Ka like 3 of them on your
And
arm.
I'm like, I didn't even know I had 3 pulses.
Right.
There's multiple pulses on the body. So pulse diagnosis is also part of assessing the body, which can be utilized with just herbal medicine alone, or also acupuncture and all the other treatment modalities as well. So back to the organ systems that I mentioned: heart, kidney, liver, spleen, lung. With that, they also have their paired organ systems, their paired organs. So lung, large intestine, spleen, stomach, kidney, urinary bladder, liver, gallbladder, and heart, small intestine. These are all paired organ systems.
And what does that mean?
They have a yin function and they have a yang function. One is more the yang function of the organs are very more active, fast moving. They clear. They don't really hold and retain anything. And then the yin function of the organs are more slow moving. They more about restoration, storing, holding, nourishing function. Okay. And so when we're checking the pulse, each of those organs that I mentioned have their own pulse position on each wrist. So we feel the pulse along the radial artery on the wrist, and it's on both sides of the body. So your heart, liver, kidney pulse is on the left wrist off the radial artery, and then your lung, spleen, and Mingmen pulse is on the right wrist off the radial artery of the body.
Chaston is trying to feel his
He really is.
I might get it. I don't know.
So each position can feel different. And when we're feeling the pulse, we're feeling for not just beats per minute, like that is a given, but we're feeling for the shape of the pulse, the strength of the pulse. It could be weak or super strong. The depth of the pulse, it could be superficial or it could be very, very deep. And these different qualities tell the practitioner about the current imbalance going on in the organ systems. And that also informs your treatment, what type of herbs you're going to get, what type of acupuncture you're going to get, or if you're going to get moxa, etc.
So, for example, deep.
A deep pulse.
What's that do?
A deep pulse can mean that there's like cold in the body. It can mean that you're deficient in energy or even blood. It can mean that you may have like a chronic condition of some sort. So everything is kind of like relative in relationship to the other. So, but also a deep pulse is common during the winter season. So exactly. And winter is the coldest time of the year and the darkest time of the year typically. So a deep pulse is pretty normal. Yeah.
I know, because I be going there, my pulse be racing.
Every time? It's the winter.
Most of the time.
Most of the time. Because I come straight from work, so I'm always like,
She be hyped.
I be hyped. I was in there dancing.
Yeah, that and
You was
and,
dancing
like,
in the doctor's office?
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like the stairs to get up to your place are a little deep. So I feel like my heart.
Oh, you just racing?
So I feel like, let me get here 10 minutes early so I can sit down
Sit down for a minute.
Make sure my pulse is not giving anything,
Oh my god.
I don't want any false negatives,
like
false positives.
Like I mentioned before, like I be like going in there hype. I be like day from work. I be like getting it, and I be like, oh okay, like after this I can go to Target. Man, I come down from like a 10 to a 2.
You go to sleep?
Yeah, I
Yes.
just go home and go to sleep. I be like, let me just forget about the world. Let me just go cuddle up.
Forget about the
And I always want soup afterwards for some odd reason.
Nourish your body.
See, I be like, let me give me some soup and go to
Do
bed.
you go hungry there?
No,
on
but I
purpose?
leave hungry. I don't do it on purpose. I
Oh.
leave on work.
Yeah, that's true.
So what is it about the acupuncture or the other treatments you use that makes us sleepy
I know. Why you make me
when we
sleepy?
leave?
She didn't say sleepy now.
She
I
make me
know,
sleepy.
no, Ashley said sleeping, and I'm
well,
saying sleeping.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
I'm not.
What do you do to
Because
make us sleepy?
I'd be ready to just like, I don't want to do anything else. I want to go home. I
'Cause-
want to go to
'cause-
bed and leave me alone.
Like sometimes when I leave there, I'll see the cop car. I'm like, I forget that cop car. I'm just gonna keep going.
Yeah, you're sleepy. you're too calm. You're way too calm.
Cop car, no, I'm going 75 and a 40. I don't care.
You are unfazed.
They really
Right,
just keep
unfazed.
going. Somebody hit this freeway. Oh, he ain't gonna do nothing. And he don't.
I know. Why?
So, I didn't say this in the beginning, but we go through 4 years of medical school and studying Chinese medicine, and we don't get the respect we deserve. And people be trying to play us like we're like some, just
backyard
woo-woo
hippies,
massage therapist or esthetician. Like, no, put some respect in our names. We go through medical school and we learn two medicines at the same time, because we're trained in Western medicine too. So that's why I'm talking in more Western terms than I am Chinese medicine terms, so everybody can understand what the heck I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But we learn both medicines at the same time. We learn basic primary care Western medicine. So I will that's a little caveat right there. So
Yeah, you doctor. That's what we said.
you feel tired and sleepy, and this is not everybody, but this is a lot of people after treatments, because when the body is rebalancing and trying to heal, the body can't do that in a state of fight or flight. It can't do that in a state of hyper not immune system, but hyper nervous system in a sympathetic mode. Your body has to come down and go into parasympathetic, which is the rest, relaxed state of being. So it's the same thing as like, why do I sleep so much when I'm sick? Because your body's trying to heal and rest. And so it needs all those extra resources in order to do that. So it's the same thing after a treatment. Some people feel really tired, really wiped out, and some people feel a little boost of energy and energized. So that is like the general overall effect. Like I said, it brings down the nervous system and calms it down. So a lot of us live in various stressful states, just on a day-to-day basis. And so you're used to being at a level 10, which is not normal. You think that's normal because you experience that all the time, but that's not, it's not normal. It's just a common occurrence, but it's not normal as in like, it's okay to be in that state. So when you come down from that, it's like, whoa, like you really notice the difference dramatically, because you're not used to being at a more calm, relaxed, or more regulated state of being.
Right.
That's definitely one of the things I noticed since starting acupuncture and really started to focus on gut health. And excuse me, one of the other things that I deal with is low iron. And once I started to really watch it and get the proper treatment, I realized I was like, oh, I'm not supposed to feel tired all day.
Right.
And it is like, but you're right. We're so used to living that life. And I think one of the other excuses that I hate when I hear people hear it now, because I know there's a better way. Oh yeah, that you're just getting older. Oh, my knee hurt. Oh, this hurts. You're just getting older. But it's like, no, we don't have to live like that.
Yeah.
And I think that's the beautiful thing about learning about Eastern medicine, and in conjunction with the Western medicine, is like, oh, we can really live healthy lives, and we can really feel better.
For sure.
You know?
If you want to. If you put in the work. You have to put in the work.
You have to put in the
For sure,
work,
for sure.
you know?
Yeah.
Everything takes work and intention and time. So it's about prioritizing those
Right.
things.
Yeah. It's like nobody can come to you just for a couple of times and be healed because you poked them. Like, no, it's both sides of work. Like, you give us homework. Do we do the homework all the time? No. But we do try.
Why don't you just expose yourself like that?
Oh, I know that I'd be falling off the cliff.
Oh.
The cliff?
The cliff, though. Not off the wagon or off the wheel. The cliff.
Baby girl be gone.
The cliff.
The cliff.
Don't fall off the cliff.
I be falling off the cliff sometimes. And she be like,
Cliffhanger
what
over
herbs
here.
are you taking right now? Like,
None.
I know what I am.
I know what I am. What is that?
Sonny, we love that you're here.
I'm glad to be here.
We're going to take a short break and continue the conversation.
Okay.